I'm sitting here with my friend Jesse Tyler Ferguson. When was the last time I saw you? Do you remember?
It's been a while. I feel like I might have seen you at like the Hollywood Bowl or something.
Hollywood Bowl?
I don't know.
Were you performing or was I?
Yeah, neither of us. Maybe at like Hillary Swank's house.
Oh.
Remember that? There was like a
that was
gathering.
a long time ago.
That was a really long time ago, though.
Right. She's had twins since then.
She's had like 4 different
husbands.
Husbands. And now twins.
Well, we should say
and
she's
also,
happily married now, but she has been through.
She's been through a few of them.
I was with her with like 3 different boyfriends.
I know. I mean, I think I haven't seen her for like since like 2 husbands ago. Yeah. Yeah. Every time I would speak to her, she's like, you have to meet so-and-so. I was like, well, what happened to, what's his face? There's always someone new. But I'm glad she's happy.
Yeah. Can you imagine if we just made a whole podcast about Hillary Swank's love life? Jesse and I just...
I mean, we could fill more than an hour.
She would probably be fine with it, knowing her. Anyway, okay, Jesse Tyler Ferguson is here in studio. I'm so happy to see you. I haven't seen you in many years, but here we are reunited with Doug in studio.
I love Doug. I'm obsessed.
How are you, my friend?
I'm really good.
What is happening in your life besides coming on to promote a new podcast, which everybody is going to be very eager about?
Everyone has a podcast.
There's hardly any podcast, Jesse. I don't know what you're
hardly
talking
any
about.
of them. I have actually been very
prolific
recently. Yeah. No, I was doing theater for a while, and then the strikes all happened, and now I'm just like doing this podcast. But hopefully things are going to start happening soon. I don't know. I'm happy to have the podcast to focus on.
What is the podcast about?
It's called Dinner's on Me, and I basically take my guests out to a dinner, and we have
with alcohol.
Alcohol sometimes included.
Well, it should be.
It should be. I mean, whatever you guys want to order.
At dinner, for sure.
Yeah, but sometimes it's like a breakfast.
But it's, Well, even then. It's just better. I always believe a little alcohol during an interview setting is helpful for people
for sure.
who get nervous being interviewed.
Although I would go on Watch What Happens Live and I would have a little bit of alcohol, and there's been a few times where I was like, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, right. I know what you mean. I mean, because you get it should be a sip or like a half a drink before you're on television, not more than that.
Yeah.
Because then that shows up.
Yeah, for sure. You can tell. But yeah, it's just a meal. I love that it sort of takes the podcast out of the studio. We're in a restaurant. You hear the waiter come over the table. You hear us order.
Sorry to interrupt, but Brad, can you fix Jesse's mic? It's kind of falling down.
Move it closer.
Put it in his mouth.
Put it in my mouth. Put it in my mouth.
Do you have any other receptacles that we can use?
This time I met my first husband, he literally put his dick in my mouth. I was like, oh, hi, what's your name? That's what he has a girlfriend who he's always setting up with, her with like different guys.
Who does? Who has a girlfriend?
Justin, my husband, has a girlfriend, and we're always setting her up with these different guys. And he's like, I literally put a dick in Narelle's mouth last night. And it's true.
I set someone up recently. My friend was like having a relationship with a woman, her first relationship with a woman for about 9 months. And she's like, I'm ready to try men again. And I was like, I think I have someone that I used to have sex with, who I'm no longer having sex with, that is available and great in bed, and he's a friend of mine still.
Comes highly recommended.
And he comes. I'm like, I can vouch for him, and she's like, I don't want to have sex with anyone. You did? I go, why? Who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, we're all having sex. Who cares if you have to?
I want to know who all the players are in the story.
It's over. The sex with me and him is over. So like, go for it. Well, that attraction is over. Anyway, she goes out with him. I'm sure you know both of these people. She goes out with him, and the next morning she's like, oh my God, it was we had such a great time. Yeah, I would be like interested in seeing him again. He said, thank you so much for setting us up. It was a great time. Like, I would be so interested in seeing. And I was like, oh, I've successfully set up 2 people just off the top of my head.
An ex-lesbian and an ex-lover.
I mean, so I feel like it made me feel very good about myself.
Yeah, and your instincts are great.
Well,
also in that you had good taste in your previous lovers.
I mean, did I? I don't know.
I don't know who this person is.
Right. I do have good taste. He's good taste.
I feel like every time I've seen you with someone, I was like, oh, that makes sense. Who are you with now?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't know where I am. I don't know who I'm with. I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay. All right.
You've been in a relationship for a long time.
It's been a really long time.
We just have 2 children.
2 children now. Yeah. I don't think I've seen you since I had kids.
Not twins. I usually cut off relationships with people when they have children, so that makes sense.
That does make this tracks. This all tracks. I have. I've been married. I'll be 11 years in July that I've been married, and we have a 4-year-old and like an 18-month-old.
And how is that?
It's fine. No, it's good. It's good. It's good. Yeah, yeah. My husband just looked at a school today. Like we're at that place where we're looking for schools.
Yeah, I mean, oh my God, you really have to think about everything when you're having a kid. It's not just about having a kid; it's about the next 20 years of getting raped by every school system. I mean, it's so ridiculous the stories I hear.
I know. And Justin's, he's on like group chats with all the other moms, and like he's the only we're the only same-sex couple at the preschool right now. So he's like he's on this group chat with all these moms, and then he's like, and then me, Justin, and they're all talking about schools because they're all trying to figure out where to place their kids as well, and they're just really working him up. He gets worked up very easily, and he's really stressing out about things. So I'm glad he finally looked at a school so that we can have something like feasible, like actual, like concrete to look at.
Yeah. So. How do you feel how would you grade yourself as a parent?
I think I'm doing okay. I think I'm doing okay. I benefit from a lot of help. We have my mother-in-law is really helpful. I'm pretty good, but I definitely need like breaks. So it's good to have.
And when you say breaks, like what do you mean? Like 50,
going away for like
21 days?
21 days.
28 days? every 6 months. Yeah. I like to go away for 28 days.
Yeah. I'll leave a photo of myself by the crib.
Myself sorted and then re-enter.
Yeah, that's right.
That's actually a great plan for me. That's what I need. Like when I work 2 months, I need a month off. I'm like, you go, and then when your slow times are slow, they're super slow, right. And then when you're busy, you're like, I don't even know. I feel like I'm in the middle of a nervous breakdown.
Totally. No, but I get built-in breaks because I get to go away for work sometimes. So
that's nice.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, my husband doesn't love being left alone with the kids. I was doing a play in New York for like 4 months, and right after my second was born, and I was like, Papa was a rolling stone. Like he had no idea who I was. Just not present.
Right. I've had that kind of relationship, but only with one of my dogs, and not an actual person, which would be more. Yeah. So you're actually a worse person than I am in that comparison.
Basically, that's what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Right. How did you like that schedule for the theater?
It's hard.
It is.
It's hard because also people think that you only work like a few hours in the evening, and like, oh, but you have your whole day free. I'm like, you're a monster.
You have your whole day to stress out about performing that night. Is what you have.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do that schedule.
Yes, you could.
No, I don't. I couldn't. First of all, 7 days or 6 days a week, right? Or is it 7 days?
6 days a week, 8 performances.
Yeah, 6 days a week.
Yeah.
I need more than 1 day week off. And I understand what that goes into that because I do stand up. I mean, I don't do theater, so I'm not, it's me just being myself. So it's probably, in a sense, much easier. But knowing all day long that you have to do what you have to do, it affects everything you do all day.
Yeah, you're thinking about it all day.
I prefer to just do stand up in the morning, record myself, and be done with it and send it out that night. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So that I have the day free.
Yeah. You could do what you want at night. Totally. I know I'm not great. That's the other thing that's changed with kids. Is like I really am starting to shut down at like 6:30 p.m.
Yeah.
Like that's if we're not like in the process of eating dinner, I'm kind of screwed because I want to be sleeping by the time my kids go down, which is 8:05.
I go to sleep pretty early. Last night I was in bed at 7:30.
And
I mean because I get shit done between like 5 a.m. and 8 a.m. or 6 to 9. I can get a lot done.
Yeah.
And then I'm much more productive. But that's how I feel. Like anytime I have plans at night, and I don't have kids, so I don't know if this is an age thing. It must be because anytime I have plans at night, I'm like, is it going to happen? Like, am I going to be able to truck on through?
Truly.
But I find LA to be such a sleepier town. When I'm in New York, I'm capable of many more things.
Absolutely, you can fill a night. But also, if I know I have to do something like it anytime after 8 p.m., if I'm not out of my house, I won't make it. Like I need to be taken out of my house. I need to like be entertained off the premises until whatever this event is.
It's like actually like a kid, right?
Yeah.
You have to keep me entertained until I have to go perform.
That's right. That's exactly right.
And because every engagement there's a level of performance. Which is also fucking annoying.
Do you have to take anything to help you sleep? Do you take weed or anything?
Oh, yeah. I take all sorts of shit.
Okay.
I take gummies.
Yeah.
Sometimes I take Xanax if I'm traveling and there's a time difference. I've decided most recently to ignore time zones. I've decided they don't exist.
Have to, yeah.
Australia, New Zealand, Hawaii. I have like this whole like international loop I'm doing. And I'm like, I'm just going to have to get ahead of this because That's all I have.
Yeah.
That's the only defense I have. But I will take like Xanax for that. I love Xanax. Xanax is my favorite.
Yeah.
And then I try not to take that, multiple
Do you need it
nights
for
in a row.
anxiety as well, or just to help you sleep?
I recently started to use it. Like I tried it for anxiety during the day because I went through like a stressful couple of months.
Yeah.
Recently with my house and all this stuff that was going on. I just felt very stressed out and I was taking it during the day. I was also smoking multiple joints a day during the day. And then I was like, I've got to get through this period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, those periods of time always come to an end, right?
Sure.
Like you're out of the cycle of the level of stress you felt. It doesn't ever, that's the great thing about being stressed out. It doesn't last forever.
It's not going to last forever, yeah.
Yeah. So that feels good. I feel much better this week. I feel much better. Good. Like, higher vibes.
Yeah.
less like I'm in the afternoon, like, where's the Xanax? Like, I don't. That's not, like, I'm okay now.
Mommy needs her Xanax.
Yeah, mommy needs a joint and a Xanax. But I love joints. Do you like smoking weed? You don't smoke.
I do gummies. Yeah.
It's much better for you to take gummies.
Yes. One of my favorite things that you did, I miss it. I don't know if you had a good experience doing it, but was it the Chelsea Does series?
Yes, I loved that. Thank you.
And the Chelsea Does drugs.
Yes.
Where you had the weed meal.
Yeah.
And then you went on ayahuasca as well.
Yes.
Fucking fantastic.
Oh, thanks.
Fantastic. I just love watching that dinner too, and you and like Fortune and like that group of people just getting
so ridiculous. We were high for 7 days after that. You don't understand what was like because it was in the food. So you drugged yourself for like multiple.
But you can't overdose on weed. That's the thing.
No,
you can just
can't.
get super, super high.
No, you could just act like a moron for a
7
week
days,
afterward.
Yeah.
You could do that for your podcast, but it's better with the visuals, I guess. Are you going to have visuals on your podcast?
We haven't done that yet because people don't like eating in front of a camera.
Oh, yeah. That is a problem.
And also we're in restaurants, and there's, real people having meals around us.
But
as well.
David Chang is doing that show on Netflix.
But it's more like his is more produced. I mean, that's a TV show. They have a budget.
Oh, right. And moreover, nobody wants to hear people eating.
No.
So I want to cancel I retract my earlier statement. Okay, we're going to take a break and we'll be right back with Jesse Tyler Ferguson.
This week, we'd love for you to write in about your secrets. If you'd like advice about a secret that you're keeping for yourself or someone else, write into dearchelseapodcast@gmail.com.
And we're back with Jesse Tyler Ferguson, who is an absolute delight. We're just sitting here gossiping in the back about our lives, basically. I don't know if you can gossip about yourself. I guess that's not gossiping. You can?
Oh, yeah, you can.
That's
so
apparently I was. We're going to have people call in and write in, and you put your good LA therapy to work.
Oh, gosh.
I'm assuming you've been to therapy at some point.
Oh, have I ever? Currently in it.
Well, that LA therapy will come in handy because our first email comes from M, and the subject line is, "WeHo Gay needs help."
Oh, it's a local.
It's a local.
I probably know this person. Hey, Kyle.
I love to give back to the community, so let's go. I just sat up so erectly.
I know, you
in
really were ready for
anticipation.
it. Yeah,
I was
you
ready.
You don't want to disappoint him.
So M says, "Dear Chelsea, I'm going to keep this as concise as possible because as an avid listener, I know you hate lengthy write-ins."
Thank you.
I'm a 32-year-old gay man in West Hollywood. I've been best friends with a guy for going on 9 years. Moving to LA from a red state, he brought me out of my bubble. I've always been outgoing, a down-low, straight-passing guy, but he made me feel comfortable being gay. I love him, he's integrated into my life, and truly is someone I care about and don't want to lose. Here's the issue. He almost consistently goes after any guy I show interest in, usually after I've hooked up with them or we've dated. I found out recently through mutual friends he hooked up with a guy I had intense feelings for and had a bad falling out with.
Oh.
I told him about those feelings, and yet, a month later, he's diving in. I don't think this guy is worth ruining a friendship over, but I think the pattern of my friend is troubling. I called him out, put some distance between us, and I don't know how to move forward. What's going on here? Please help me work through how to move on and keep this friendship going, hopefully with better boundaries. M.
Well, Jesse, it sounds like you're up.
Well, let me just tell you, I've been this guy in this situation. Like, I had, when I first moved to LA, I'd go out with he's a famous actor. I'll tell you later.
You have such a very euphonious voice. It's going to be great on a podcast. Seriously.
Thank you.
It's just very nice and to hear and to listen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But every time we went out, he would hook up with the person I showed interest in. Every time.
What?
Yeah, it's someone I'm sure you know. And we remained friends. And I just had to sort of decide whether or not like his friendship was meaningful enough for me to, overlook that. Every time I went out, he was at my side. Like there was moments that I went out with other people and then I didn't have to worry about him. But like I did make fun of him. I was like, I can't believe that everyone I show interest in, you immediately go after.
Yeah, that just sounds like sabotage, right? Blatant sabotage
a little bit,
or jealousy.
But it's also like
trying to sabotage you, get in your way.
The entire gay community is trying to sabotage each other. They're all trying to sleep with each other. That's a thing. I mean, men are dogs, and then you put a whole bunch of men who like are interested in other men in the same room.
That's exactly
what are you expecting to happen?
Exactly right. Someone gives you permission to do whatever the fuck you want.
Why has there not been an all-gay bachelor? Because everyone would just be fucking each other in the bachelor house. Like, it hasn't happened because it wouldn't happen because if the rules they don't apply.
Yeah.
So
right.
I don't know. I kind of feel like it is sort of just the way of, it sucks that your friend's doing that to you, but I don't know. I don't know. I think you just kind of have to lean into it.
Or yeah, absolutely. You could lean into it. Or like, do you need to be friends with this person? What did I miss? Is he just in the general group of everybody?
No, they're like besties. It's like his
like
important
you help him
person.
come out of the closet, sort of as a support system.
Okay, so then you're going to have to really work just to get past it and accept the behavior and I mean not what am I saying? Accept the behavior.
Just take it.
No, you're going to have to talk. Like, don't you think they have to have a conversation? Like, because you have to be called out for that, don't you?
But I think he said he did have a conversation about like how that guy like really hurt him, and the guy went after him anyways. Right?
And I do like the making fun of him for it that you mentioned earlier. Like
he's got to be, like you can't ignore it. I mean, it is very obnoxious behavior from your friend. Like,
yeah. I mean, like next time he's showing interest in someone, be like, but I better step aside because you're probably going to roll right on over there, aren't you? I mean, I don't know. Listen, I'm always up for like being super upfront with someone, letting them know when you're annoyed with their behavior. But at the end of the day, you got to realize there are a whole bunch of gay men in a room and they're all just going to try and sleep with poor. Maybe you're not being active enough. Maybe our writer, maybe M's not being active enough and like being aggressive enough. Maybe it's just an opportunity to up the game.
I don't know. I don't like to I wouldn't be friends with somebody that was doing that all the time. You know what I mean? Like there's too many other people to hang out with besides
that is true.
people.
Maybe find
I just wouldn't be friends with somebody who was like openly trying to sabotage me after I called them out about it and continued to do it. It's like, is that friendship actually worth it for you? If it is, then yeah, get over it. So there we go. Problem solved.
And done.
And I'm done for the day. Okay? Clocking out. Clocking out. You're welcome.
Well, our next question comes from Cameron. Cameron says, Dear Chelsea, I'm a 50-year-old gay man. I had lots of sex in the past living in Mexico, Spain, Argentina, and Brazil. I think I'm stuck thinking...
you have a type.
Yeah. I think I'm stuck thinking that I'm only, quote, interesting while being a foreigner living abroad, and domestic relationships seem out of reach since I feel like I am a dime a dozen average homo. What is your secret to cultivating exciting relationships while globetrotting? And is my love of adventure abroad a sign that I'm unable to have a long-term relationship, or is it just fun? Loving you, Cameron.
There is something about being a vagabond. And Catherine, we had someone call in the other day where this was kind of analogous, where there is something about being very peripatetic around the world. And
peripatetic?
Also, yeah.
Tell me what that means.
Try and keep up, like somebody who's constantly on the move.
Okay.
Now spell it. Spell it.
Pariteptic. Very pathetic.
So there is something about when you're a vagabond or a globetrotter or however you want to, like when you bounce around a lot.
Nomad.
You're not very, you're not very anchored anywhere.
Yeah.
So it kind of is prohibitive to actually finding a long-term love. But what I'm hearing from him is that he just wants adventure love in all these different ports in the storm, correct? Like that's also what I'm about. I like that.
Yeah. And Cameron, do we have you with us here?
Oh, he's on the phone.
Oh.
Yeah, he's on the phone.
Great. Let's get down to business. I mean, we have Tyler Ferguson here. Who better to guide us through this storm?
We have the same taste in men. All those countries, I was like, yep, I get it. Brazil, Mexico. I was like, yeah.
It feels like
bring 'em on.
But it feels like every gay guy loves those countries.
Oh, yeah. It's true. It's true. We do. There's also something so mysterious about being, the stranger in a new land. But it's what I was also getting from him is that he was frustrated that sense of he's more enticing in other countries. Like he's not as exciting here.
Well, I can relate to this because I travel so much. I love to be on the move. Like I get very bored if I'm in like LA for too long. And I have no reason to be other than Doug, who, Oh, there he is. Oh, hi.
Good to see you.
Hi, we have Tyler Ferguson here today as our special guest.
Hello.
Hi, Jesse. Hi, Chelsea.
Hey, how's it going?
Good-ish.
Okay. So elaborate a little bit on your letter. Like, are you looking for a long-term relationship or are you looking for just more lovers in different places?
Well, I would take either one of those, but, I love a relationship that is distant but close. And
how do you mean?
I would like to feel like I have access to a relationship, but I don't want in my space all the time.
Yeah.
Right, I'm with you. I relate to you completely. I feel the same way. I like to have little fun actions, but repeated customers. Like it's nice to have, the same guy, like somebody in Spain that I see when I go there, and somebody I see when I go there and there. So I understand what you're saying, but I would say that attitude in it of itself, it doesn't have to be prohibitive, but it can be. Like for me, I had to really change the way that I looked at it. I had to really kind of energetically be more open-minded about being open about what I was looking for with other people. But like saying very honestly and upfront in the beginning, like making it very clear, this is fun, this is not going to be long term. If it is, that wouldn't be the plan. Everything is going to be happening naturally and there's no pressure on anything. And I will also be dating other people. I feel like when you are very honest with yourself about being that way, it attracts more people that are interested in what you're doing and are like-minded.
Yeah, I just think that your situation is ideal for me because I would love to have that kind of opportunity to jump around a little bit. And
didn't you say that that's what you were doing, is going to Argentina and to Brazil and all these different places?
Yeah, I lived in all of those places and really had a lot of success because I kind of had a built-in narrative about how I'm interesting because I'm living in these different countries, or I am a foreigner who has a little bit of extra sparkle because of that.
Are you thinking that you don't have that shine and sparkle here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Here in America?
Yeah, it just doesn't feel like I have the same amount of allure.
I think that's just you being down on yourself because I think you're very alluring. I hear an accent. Where are you from?
Oh, Minnesota.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. It's all of a sudden like Dutch or something. Just say you're Dutch. Just go in be like I'm here from Switzerland.
Lying is probably a pretty good strategy.
First of all, like inhibit this aura that you want. Like when you're feeling like you're down on yourself, that kind of shows up in your physicality. And I can kind of see it as you're talking about it. I mean, if you believe that, then that is kind of your truth. If you choose to believe you have had all these experiences. I'm sorry, I thought you meant you were currently going to all these places. So I misread that, or misheard it. But I think you need to just like build yourself back up. And whether that's like every day being like, all right, here's a new day. Here's a new day for me to have like positive energy about myself. All of those things that you're talking about are part of your history that makes you a unique person and a unique human being who has something to offer people that nobody else has to offer them. Don't you think?
100%. Yeah. Also, where are you living right now?
In Seattle.
Okay. Do you tend to go to the same places over and over and over, like your same haunts if you go out?
No, I'm not going out a lot.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's part of the problem too. You got to get out there. Yeah. You got to go to things, go to events, go to concerts. Do you like music?
Yeah.
Yeah, go to concerts. Go to like low-key concerts, where you're going to be mingling with people and standing around, talking to people. And go to bars and get yourself out in the world a little bit more. Nothing's going to come and knock on your door if you're not out there,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's a way of like treating your own hometown like you would treat a city you were visiting, like in Argentina or something, and looking for those fun places where you would meet people.
Yeah, that is, I think, hard to do because it seems like, I know what I'm going to see when I go out, or I know who I'm going to meet.
But you don't. You don't. You're like stabbing yourself in the foot before you get out the door. You don't know who you're going to see or who you're going to meet. And you should turn that whatever that phrase, every phrase of yours, do the opposite and start thinking the opposite. Just say, I don't know who I'm going to meet. I don't know what I'm going to see. So you have to just do a complete dipsy doodle and flip around. Flip it and reverse it.
Flip it and reverse it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like go out, like find the local museums and like all the things you would do when you were traveling. I mean, Seattle's an incredible city. There's so much to do there.
Yeah, and you just have to get outside of your comfort zone. Go to some like events or like they have public readings of things. You can go to book events where they have authors, you know, those kind of intimate settings where you're going to have something in common with the other people that are there and you're going to have a natural spark of conversation. But get off of your ass and get out of your house is the bottom line.
You're a well-traveled, distinguished, good-looking guy. Like, who wouldn't want to come talk to you?
That's
but
right.
I think, Chelsea, you're hitting the nail on the head, too. It's not like you don't have to go be in the club. Go somewhere where you can strike up a conversation with someone.
Yeah, that's really good advice.
I was like, what's the club?
The club.
I was like, what?
Club.
Don't go there, sir. Do not go there.
No, the club's no good.
Yeah, it's a weird age, 50, because
It's not, though. I'm 49.
Yeah,
It's not.
I'm 48. I'll be 49 in a few months. It's not that we're fine.
He always says,
We're
whatever
high-
age I am, he does
I gotta
that
go
thing.
just a little
he does,
lower.
Yeah, it's bullshit, by
Little
the way.
bit
He's way
lower.
older than me. Yeah, it's not a weird age. It's a weird age. That's exact. There's another sentence. 50 is a great age.
Yeah, it
Opposites. Everything you're saying, do the opposite of. 50's awesome. This is a new
awesome.
adventure. It's a new chapter. Get excited about your life because no one is going to get excited about your life until you do.
yeah.
And I think also find some like cute polyamorous person who like doesn't want to be in your space all of the time, but can give you those wonderful cuddles that you deserve and the intimacy.
Also, you can go on these dating websites or apps, all of them, and be very clear about what you're looking for, like a casual lover or whatever, the terminology that you're supposed to use. I don't think that's it.
No, casual lover's not it. I can definitely attest to that as a 48 and 11-month-old.
But you can go and be very clear about what your intentions are. I know a lot of women probably want more, or you think that they want more, but you'll be surprised to find out that there are a lot more people on your wavelength than you think.
Oh no, Cameron dates fellas.
Yeah.
Well, everything so far about this call I've gotten wrong, so there's no reason to stop now. I mean, I can't even keep track of what's going on. Maybe I am in a midlife. I'm in a breakdown.
But you know what?
I'm actually I'm in my mental breakdown.
You know what
now.
they say? 50's a weird year.
Yeah. Hard to decide what life crisis you want to have, but yeah, it's good advice to just get over myself and get out. And
Oh yeah,
We'll definitely
yeah.
get out.
And gay men are definitely not going to care that you want to have casual relationships at all.
Okay. I just appreciate the advice, and I think
I don't think you should thank me. Thank Jesse, but I don't. Obviously,
Yeah, I
I'm
kept
on another podcast right now.
I just feel,
He's like, I called into Dear Chelsea. And it was so
It's so weird. Everything was wrong.
It's like going to a psychic or medium, and they're like, I see you have a son. They're like, I don't. You're like, I see him though.
But I see him. Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, good luck, and keep
Bye,
keep us
Cameron.
posted when you find your part-time lover
Yeah.
or all of your part-time lovers. But also, listen, before you go, I do want to be serious about saying that you have to talk to yourself in a positive way. It actually makes a difference. You may think I don't know what I'm talking about, but I do. I do know. I do it all the time. If you get into a negative headspace, it's your job to get yourself out of it. And you have to do that by being positive, putting yourself out in nature, going out and doing things that you normally wouldn't do. It really builds your self-esteem and it builds your self-worth. So stop poo-pooing on everything and saying, this isn't going to be fun, and say, this is going to be fun. I'm going to go out and have a good time. And I promise you're going to start having a better time in life.
okay, I will stop poo-pooing.
Okay. All right. Peace out.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cameron.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow. That was a real doozy. Mostly for me, but
Mostly for me.
Oh my God. It looked like he was in the Hamptons. Like it reminded me of like Shelter Island. Have you ever been to Shelter Island?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that looks so nice. Cold, wet, rainy. I love that. Everyone in LA hates the rain. I love the rain. I love that East Coast, like damp, where you don't
That
really
moody weather.
Yeah, where you don't want to go out. You know,
I do like not having to go out.
Yeah, like watching just getting in bed and watching TV at like 2 p.m. I love that.
Move to Seattle.
Yeah, well, if you go to Seattle, you go to bed at 2 because it's dark out at 3. What's next, Catherine?
Well, our next caller is Genevieve. And Jesse, I think this is like a perfect call for you. So I'm really excited that this worked out timing wise.
Let me sit up a little straighter.
From what I have read, this is part of your truth. So, Genevieve says, Dear Chelsea, I grew up laughing at your comedy on Chelsea Lately, and you definitely shaped my sense of humor into what it is today. I was excited to learn you not only had a podcast, but were offering your solicited advice.
You're welcome.
I'm a regular at my local gym, and I self-identify as a total baddie. I love feeling strong and sexy during my workouts, but nothing ruins my workout harder than unwanted, thirsty gym boys hitting on me during my session. When I'm at the gym, I tend to avoid eye contact, stay focused on my workout, and never, ever smile at anyone. I'm here for myself and not to socialize. However...
All right, calm down. Jesus, it's like, fuck, we get it. She should wear one of those signs, no molesting. Yeah.
No molestar. However, lately, this new boy has started working out at the same time as me. And I have to admit, I cannot not notice him. He is sexy and delicious, 100% my type, and I want to know who he is. I feel stumped. How do I approach this sexy man at a place where I so strongly hate being hit on myself? I can tell that he, too, is focused on his own workout, and I understand how annoying it can be when someone interrupts. Genevieve.
Wow, this is a very pressing matter. Hi, Genevieve.
Hi, Genevieve.
Hi, guys.
Okay, so you're trying to just figure out how to basically go up and hit on this guy or introduce yourself, not hit on him.
Yeah, in a space where, like, I don't want people to approach me in that area. And I can tell he's focused on his workout. We're doing different things. Like, how do I go up and, like, just even...
Can't you find him on Instagram? Like, it would be better to DM him, I think, in that scenario. How to find out his name, you mean?
Yeah, like, how do you find someone on Instagram?
Well, first you have to find out what their name is.
Okay.
Yeah, go to the girls at the front and be like, listen, I think that guy is cute. Tell me his name.
Oh.
That's a good idea.
Get them on your team.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But then she's talking to people she doesn't want to talk to.
I know.
They work there.
This is a very difficult.
Genevieve's in quite a predicament. She's like, look, I want this to go down, but I want it to go down on my terms.
Well, I want this to go down, but I'm not willing to break the rules that I put in place to make this go down. So it's yes, it is quite a predicament.
I mean, I would just put myself in line of fire with him. Be like, whatever he's doing, be like, oh, are you using this thing? So it doesn't look like you're like, hi, my name's Genevieve. What's your name? But you're like, just it's a casual thing so that you could start a conversation. Like, even if he's like, oh no, I'm done with that 20-pound, or like whatever. Like, at least you've started some sort of a conversation. You know, I met my husband at the gym in the locker room. So
way to bury the lead.
I know. Well, that's why I feel like this is why I was being teed up.
I discovered this on the internet. I was hoping it was true.
Yeah. So I'm not suggesting you follow him into the locker room, although that would strike up conversation. I mean, he'd definitely be like, what's going on? That's all to say you never know where you're going to meet your person, and I didn't think I'd meet mine in the locker room of the Equinox in West Hollywood. Calm down.
That is pretty popular gym.
I mean, we were also fully clothed. We were fully clothed. But that's where it happened. And so I would and you know what? Justin did not want to approach me because he recognized me from television, and he'd grown up in LA, and he's like, I don't want to bother him. He probably gets bothered all the time. And he's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to say something. He had just started working on marriage equality. They were trying to pass it here in California. Proposition 8 was happening. And so he's like, I'm just going to talk to this guy and say, I think that this show that you're on is going to really help that fight for marriage equality. So it came from actually a very connected place. So I think it's as long as you're not coming in a creepy way, I don't think there's anything wrong with putting yourself in the line of fire and be like, are you done with this set? Or I've seen you a lot here. You look like you're really focused and you're looking good or whatever. I mean, I don't know. I'm also terrible with like one-liners.
But
and
no,
pickup
I don't
lines.
think it needs to be a one-liner. I think that's true. Like the spirit of it just has to be like natural and organic, and I mean intentional. Like you want to go over there and, brush past him or whatever, or have an interaction with him. So if you keep in mind that that's what you're doing, like in a fun way, like it doesn't have to be awkward. You can just go, oh, wow, like you're super focused. You like how focused he is.
Or say like,
at the
I'm
gym.
breaking my own rule right now and saying hello to someone at the gym. I hate when people say hello to me, but
I love
Yeah,
I can't
that's
help
cute.
it.
That's cute. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Would you ask him to teach you something?
Would you ever walk over and ask to be finger blasted?
Also a conversation starter.
That is definitely a conversation
Or an ender?
starter.
It depends who you're talking to.
Finger blasted. Oh, no.
What if I ask that and then he's like, I have a girlfriend?
Well, then you know.
And that's okay too. There will be more cute guys at the gym.
Who cares?
I met Justin when he had a
gives-
boyfriend. I asked him out, and he's like, I'm actually seeing someone, but we can go out as friends. I was like, oh, no, I have enough friends.
Yeah.
And it was fine. And then it came back around. He broke up with his boyfriend, and I was like, okay, now let's go. But yeah, so he has a girlfriend. Like, you're not like asking him out. You're just saying hi.
Yeah, exactly. And also, who cares? If he has a girlfriend and that's the end of it, then great. More information for you to move on. Or you could just keep your mind open. Yeah, because people break up all the time. It's not a big deal. So don't make it one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you are not creepy, so he will not be creeped out.
Yeah, just
No.
remember when you're doing it, like, this is going to be fun and light. Like, have a good time
Yeah.
doing it. When I was younger, people always used to be like, when I started like performing live, people would always be like, just have a good time. And you're like, I can fucking have a good time.
Yeah.
I'm fucking nervous and I have to go out there and I have to perform. And it's like, once you realize that it is really about having a good
Yeah.
time and that your good time is going to infect every other person you're coming into
That's right.
contact with, then you're fine. And then you can have a good time. So just think of it that way. Like you're about to go spread good vibes and good joy.
And who doesn't like that? Who doesn't like being encountered with good vibes and good joy?
Yeah.
I mean, even if he's like, oh, she might have been hitting on me, but I'd be flattered if someone came up to me at the gym and just like struck up conversations like, oh, maybe they think I'm cute. Like it makes me feel good.
Okay. You're
Yeah.
pumping me up. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and I don't think you have to like ask him to marry you like the first time you talk to him. Like
I like a build of sexual tension, per my
Yeah.
friend Wendy. It's nice to build a flirtation because really a flirtation, the beginning of the relationship is the most fun part. And you can, as long as, like, if you can stretch that out and have a fun flirt, imagine how much fun you're going to have going to the gym.
Yeah.
Just knowing that you're going to bump into him like every time. That's fun. I like that.
Yeah, that's exciting. I like that idea too.
Okay. Well, good luck.
Thank you. I appreciate your guys' insight.
Bye.
Bye.
That didn't feel like a real problem. I mean,
it was a real problem to poor Genevieve.
yeah, I guess. She must take her own rules at the gym pretty seriously.
Very
right?
seriously.
Like, it's like, all right. I mean, fuck.
No, I can't say hello. I have a strict no talking policy.
She does. But I thought that Jesse would be the perfect person to encourage her since.
Because
Oh,
of
I
Justin.
love
yeah.
that. I didn't know that story
Yeah.
about you meeting your lover there.
Yeah. it's
I
worked
do
out.
love the added element of in the locker room.
Oh, gosh.
Let's take a quick break and we'll wrap up with one other little question.
Okay. We're going to be right back with Jesse. He has to take a bath. I'm going to give him a bath. And we're back.
So clean.
I know. I've recently gotten into candles. I didn't know about those earlier.
Thank
but
you
then
for getting my back. I can never reach it.
No problem. I'm really good. I actually have very strong hands from being a mountain woman all winter long. Catherine, before we have to part ways with my lover, Jesse Tyler Ferguson, this was a very fun episode.
This is very fun. It's about to get a little more fun because C
Okay.
is in a bit of a pickle.
Sia?
No, just C. Let's call her Sia. She's Sia. She's using a pseudonym, so she's Sia now.
Okay.
Sia is just writing in, so she's not joining us.
Okay.
Dear Chelsea and crew, I'm in a bit of a pickle. I'm 24 years old, and I've always thought myself to be straight until a little over a year ago when my best friend and I found ourselves, after a night of drinking, to be making out, later leading to sex. It all felt right, and we haven't stopped to this day, although we are both quote-unquote straight, and have still had sex with other men throughout this, but nothing more than just casual hookups. I don't feel attracted to other women, and neither does she, and we both have no plans of coming out about our, quote, relationship anytime soon, but there's definitely more jealousy when we're with other people or don't spend almost every day together. We act like we're in a relationship to each other, even admitting that we're in love with each other, but remain friends to the outside world. And for added context that makes this harder, there's a 15-year age gap between us, and we live in a small town where everybody knows who we are. I'm just seeking advice to navigate the situation. Do I stop completely to save ourselves from getting hurt further as this all gets deeper, or do I just keep going and see what happens? See ya, she, her.
So what she's described to us a relationship that's in the closet. That's like exactly what that is.
Yeah.
So let's just identify it first.
Mm-hmm.
You're in a closeted relationship with your friend.
Yeah.
Which, that's something I can definitely relate to. Listen, I mean, if you have feelings for one another, I think, it's worth talking about. I'm wondering where she's from. Is it a small town that she doesn't feel safe being out?
I don't think she actually says where, but that's kind of the sense I got.
I don't know. I mean, I'm all about like, if you're in love, be in love and then figure out your way, to make it happen together.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like if there's like jealousy about, you being with other people and they don't want to spend time apart. I mean, that's what the best relationships are. I mean, the jealousy part is probably not great, but like, but you should want to spend a lot of time with the person
exactly.
that you love.
You should want to.
That's all good stuff. So I don't know. I feel like you have to figure out a way to be comfortable in this relationship.
I agree. I think that, and I wish she did say something about where she was from, because I would say, maybe you guys should move together somewhere else where you're going to feel more secure being out in the open, or be out in the open where you are. Give people some room to like accept it and talk to if you really care and you're in love with each other, then you should be talking about what your immediate future is going to look like.
Yeah.
And I would encourage you to talk to if you want to talk to another party, about how you go about doing that in a more comfortable way with both of your families. You should talk to a therapist about it. But I don't see this isn't going to end well as a secret.
Right. Also, there's something that's interesting is that there's a 15-year age gap. I'm assuming she's 15 years older, because if our writer's 24.
Correct.
Yeah. So she's 39-ish.
Or 9.
Or 9.
Which is a really different question to be asking.
I mean, she's lived a life, she's almost 40 years old. Like, I don't know, part of me also kind of feels like your friend needs to be like, okay, like take the reins a little bit. Help us out. Like, is this a thing? Are we in love? Is this happening? Help me out, mommy. Yeah,
I think you gotta. Yeah, somebody's got to step up to the plate. There's no good story ending. You guys, if you love each other, get together, figure out a plan forward, and do something about it.
No, but I think that's good advice, and I think that's the advice she's kind of looking for. It's not like just ignore this, and it doesn't matter that you're not attracted to other women. You're attracted to this woman.
Right.
So this woman's 39 and she's 24. Mm-hmm. So she's worried about judgment about that. Again, I would say that you're 24 years old and the 39. That's not disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
No. And, kind of thinking about that, age gap too, your best friend would have grown up in a time where it was still ooh, are people going to come out or not? Maybe it's for the younger person to take the lead of let's do this.
Yeah.
No, you got a good point there. Yeah.
Right. I mean, I've always dated men I dated men that were 20 years older than me for 20 years until they got too old, and then I had to dial it back. but
they aged out.
Yeah. There's no 15, 20 years is fine. 20 years is a lot, but 15 years is okay. Mm-hmm. I think that's okay.
Yeah.
And also, yes, take the lead as the younger person who's more with it and, understands the way society and culture are working these days. Mm-hmm. I always, as a personal rule, like to get ahead of a problem, not behind one. And you should get ahead of this problem because it doesn't have to be a problem.
Yeah. And stop dating other people because you're not interested in them.
And let us know what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm so interested.
Yeah, stop dating other people. You guys are obviously together.
Yeah. And let us know what town you moved to.
We're assuming it's the town, but maybe it's not the town.
She says everyone there knows who they are. Everyone knows. It just sounds like a very small town. Mm-hmm. So, of course, my brain goes to a not very accepting place.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Yeah.
Well, you're a gay person, so you would know that better than me. I was just thinking why my mind wouldn't think that. And it's because I'm not discriminated against.
Right.
Well, problem solved with that.
I'll discriminate against you, though.
I feel like I was going to ask you about being discriminated against about something else that you were saying earlier. I wanted to say, did you feel discriminated against? But now I forgot what that was about.
I don't remember. What could it have been?
This has been a blur.
I don't even remember coming in this room. I feel like I've been here for days.
He woke up here this morning. Oh, my goodness. Oh, so funny. Thank you. People are really going to enjoy this, Jesse. You are so fun.
I love being with you.
Oh, me too. This was so fun. And what's your podcast called?
It's called Dinner's on Me.
Dinner's on Me, and invite me anytime and I'll be there.
Oh my God, would you do it?
Absolutely.
I think you're on the schedule, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, then that was the trick. What was that? Was that you like throwing a carrot against the wall over there
just
so
to
I
see
turn
if
my head?
Yeah. Basically, that's exactly what happened. No, I think you were on the schedule, but then maybe we had to reschedule. I don't know.
No, we'll definitely do it. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Add a little alcohol to this, and who knows what could happen. Okay, thank you. Bye, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.